front, it's going to hit us at any minute. We've got these sunglasses away. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So we're up here in the Cairngorm mountains for 3 days of trekking and wild camping. We were due to do the Cumbria Way this week, but we had to cancel those plans due to the train strikes. So this is a bit of a last minute adventure. So we left Aviemore at lunchtime today, and we came up out of the Rothiemurgus forest up past Glenmore Lodge. We came all the way around to the Fords of Avon here. So it's about we've done about 9.5 miles today. We encountered a fair amount of pretty rough weather on the way in as well, plenty of wind and rain. But tomorrow we're going to be heading south down towards the Mar Lodge estate, I think, and then we'll head back up towards Aviemore via the Lairig Ghru pass. So I'm looking forward to that. This is a route I've wanted to do for a while now, so just seemed like a perfect opportunity to come and do it. So it was a pretty rough night. It's been windy and it's rained for most of the night, but we got to bed around 8:30 and it's 8:30 in the morning now, so we've been lying horizontally now for about 12 hours, but we haven't been sleeping for much of it. But the last time I checked the weather report, it said that this rain would clear by about 9 or 10 this morning, so fingers crossed. But I've got a coffee on, just using the little GSI Java coffee drip. I think we'll get some breakfast, we'll get some porridge on, we'll get packed up and we'll start hiking south once Trish is still, well, she's still asleep. But yeah, looking forward to today. Just hope the weather clears up a little bit.
Break camp and head south over the Lairig and Laoigh Pass, which is thought to mean Pass of the Calves. The route was used as a drover's road from the 1760s to move large numbers of cattle south to the markets. 4 miles to the west lies the more popular Lairig Ghru Pass, also a drover's road, and in between sits the central Cairngorm plateau and the mountains Ben Macdui and Cairngorm. We are walking through a glacial landform, and both of the mountain passes we will walk are examples of glacial breach. These are formed when the outflow of a much larger glacier is impeded. The ice backs up and new escape routes are found. carving out new valleys and glens. It was long thought that the last glacier in the Cairngorms melted around 11,500 years ago, but research suggests that a glacier may have remained in the area as recently as 400 years ago. We found the Lairig and Laoigh an easier path than the Lairig Ghru. This probably explains why this route was used for calves, but even in the summer the conditions can be rough, with high winds and cold, driving rain.
So we've come down from the high ground down into Glen Derry, and we're heading towards Derry Lodge, I think. But the wind up on the high ground was unbelievable. There was gusts of around 50 miles an hour. It was really tough having to walk straight into it. But it's not too bad at the moment. You can see behind me there's a bit of blue sky. We've got some ancient pine forest here, some of the ancient Caledonian forest. So we're going to head down a bit further south and then loop round towards the Lairig Ghru. I think there's a bothy there called Corrour Bothy. Now if we can reach that this evening, we'll be happy, and we'll camp outside, and then we'll cross the mountain pass in the morning. So this is Derry Lodge. We thought that there might be a bothy here, but there isn't by the looks of it. Just this fantastic building. I mean, why that is boarded up, God only knows. Pretty sure someone would be willing to buy this place and restore it. There's like a mountain rescue station here, but that isn't open to the public. But just over here you've got some lovely little areas by the river. I mean, it would be ideal for camping as well. But we're going to stop here, have a good rest and get some lunch. So we've had lunch and we're back on the trail. We're going to try and reach Corrour Bothy tonight. Hopefully we should find some shelter from the wind around there. But so it's glorious at the moment. The sun's out, still windy as hell, but that's not a bad thing because it helps cool you down. Well, look at this. Fantastic, isn't it, Trish? Beautiful. Yeah. Did you bring the suntan lotion?
No.
So I think we're out of the worst of the wind. We can now see the Lairig Ghru behind us, just heading between those two mountains underneath Ben Macdui, and the Bothy is just down there. Although down in the valley I can see some other walkers, so they're probably heading there. But if we can find somewhere sheltered in this valley, we'll probably stay away from the Bothy. But the strange thing is, we're doing a circular trip, and I've been hiking for 2 days now, and the wind is always in my face. How does that work out? It's supposed to be a westerly, so north's up there, east's there, south's there, west's there. Yet I'm still walking into the wind. But hopefully it's just the way these mountains are, and tomorrow we should have the wind on our tails to cross over the Lairig Ghru. That would be a real bonus, because it saps it out if you're walking into the wind. It's almost like walking up a gradient. But anyway, onwards.
We made our way to the valley floor and towards Corrour Bothy, which sits alone under the Devil's Point. The Bothy was built in 1877 to house a deer watcher. Early accounts from 1901 mention a deer watcher called Charlie Robertson, who would occupy the Bothy during the summer months. His job would have been to track the deer and make note of their numbers for the estate and their hunting clientele. The last deer watcher left the Bothy in 1920. Corrour Bothy is a remarkable little shelter. It's one of the most popular in Scotland for good reason. A welcome feature of the Bothy is that it has toilet facilities, and I'd like to salute the volunteers of the MBA who not only give up their time to maintain these special buildings, but who also have to carry out the waste from the toilet by hand all the way to the nearest road. That evening we shared the area with a group of D.A.V. students and a few other groups of hikers. There's plenty of room around the Bothy for multiple tents, and the building provides a great focal point for those staying overnight in the mountains.
Morning everyone. It was a bit of a grim night last night. Really windy. Wasn't much rain, but some rain did come through. But you might notice behind me that we've got this trekking pole, basically just keeping the tent up. And that's because last night we just got into bed. Must have been about 8:30, and it's pretty windy up here, and a gust of wind came down. I think it must have come over the top of a mountain that's over there, and it just flattened the tent. Like this bit here, it was like touching my face. It just came straight down. So like, oh god, I'm gonna have to sort this out. So we've got one of our cups here, just a titanium cup with a towel in so it doesn't scratch the bottom of it. We've just managed to keep the poles up like that. So the tent was getting pretty battered throughout the night, but it hasn't collapsed again. But this tent, I mean, it's roomy, it's lightweight, but it's I don't know, it's not a mountain tent, it's not a wet weather tent. I don't know what kind of tent it is, to be fair. Just a lightweight one really. But I don't think I'll fetch it up high again. I think I'll just stick with my little Fjallraven tent. It's a bit heavier, and it's a bit more compact inside, but it's really bomb proof. So I'll just give you a quick look at the Bothy while it's empty. Couple of beds there. Open fireplace. Couple of shelves. So it's not a bad little place. It's pretty rough out there, so we're just gonna sit here for 5 minutes until this weather front passes over. So we're just on the edge of the boulder field here. on the Lairig Ghru. I'll just turn the camera around so you can see. So you've just got, well, boulders. There's no other way to explain them. Not really sure how long it goes on for, but you've got to be pretty sure-footed over this section, I think. There's no real path. So we're over the worst of it and we're just stopping for a bounty break, get a bit of glucose into our systems, a bit of extra energy, eh, Tris?
Yes, definitely. And the sun's coming out.
Yeah, well, we came over those stretch of boulders there and the wind was howling behind us. It was really difficult to keep your footing, so you had to literally get down onto all fours. Oh, thanks. This should sort us out for the next stretch though, which is down there. So we've put the waterproofs on for 5 minutes while a really heavy downpour came across. We've just taken them off again. We're just underneath Lurch's Crag, which is up there. So I don't think we're too far from the low levels and the Rothiemurgus forest, but it's brutal up here. Really windy and really cold as well. Well folks, it's time for lunch. What have we got here? Oh, a Matteson smoked pork sausage. Fantastic. So we're going in for Matteson sausage number 2. Got the little Opinel knife, so it's just one slice up here. And then you can finish the cut of this beautiful piece of meat that way. It's half for me, half for Tris. So we've made it to the edge of Rothiemurgus forest. I'm just having a quick look back to see where we've come from. But now we can head down and hopefully get out of the cold wind into this ancient woodland. So the fatigue is starting to creep in a bit now. The Lairig Ghru pass really kind of took it out of us. I think it was the hardest stage, you reckon, Tris?
I think it was.
Yeah, I think today's been the toughest. I think if you were going to do this circular route, you might want to do it the other way, the opposite way to us, and get the Lairig Ghru out of the way first, and then head over to the Fords of Avon. It's probably a better idea. It's just over that pass, there's no real defined paths for most of it, and when there is a defined path, they're really rocky, so it saps your energy. So we're almost back at the car now. It's been a great few days. So we've done 3 days and 2 nights. We've covered just over 30 miles. It's been tough, but every step has been worth it. We've been through some of the finest scenery in Scotland, in my opinion. We didn't have the weather for much of it, but we've had plenty of sunshine as well. Well, it's been a good mooch, hasn't it, Tris?
It's been good.
Yeah. So we're going to sign off now, guys. So as ever, thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch up with you again on the next one.